Pay attention, folks, was just talking about bodily autonomy. That's how he justified taking away a vaccine mandate requiring new recruits and the troops to get the flu vaccine. Well, that lasted about 2 weeks because it turns out getting the flu vaccine is probably a good idea. There was a major outbreak. And it's kind of amazing that this secretary would cite bodily autonomy when it comes to not getting the flu vaccine at the same time that the Supreme Court anniversary of taking away the bodily autonomy of every woman in America hits its anniversary. That's what Republicans want. Fundamentally, it is about control. They want to control women's bodies. You know, the number of abortions in America has actually gone up since the Dobbs decision. So people are still getting abortions. That shouldn't surprise anyone. It just means that they have to do it in the shadows without proper medical care, traveling across state borders, miles, thousands of miles for some Americans, just to get basic health care. And it literally is something that affects every woman in America, and also a lot of men who are trying to support women taking care of their own bodies. So that's what you get from Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans in this extremist Supreme Court. You also get sending amazing Haitian Americans to Haiti. And I almost said back to Haiti, but it's not back to Haiti for a lot of kids. A lot of kids who were born here because their parents immigrated from Haiti. And now they're being asked to go to a country that they've never, ever visited, never, ever known. A country that Americans are forbidden to travel to because it's too dangerous. And yet the Supreme Court says, yeah, too dangerous to travel there, but okay to live there again? TPS, temporary protected status, exists for exactly this situation, so that people who literally can't survive in their own countries can get refuge in America. And sure, when Haiti is better and safe, they can go back home. But it's not. It's clearly not. Our own State Department under Marco Rubio says you cannot travel there as an American because it's unsafe. Haitians do so much incredible work in our hospitals. They're especially known in nursing homes. A lot of Americans count on their care every single day. This is going to be a disaster for our economy, but it's also a disaster for our communities, where so many Haitian Americans are part of our communities. Their kids go to our schools. They're part of our culture. They're intimately interwoven into the fabric of America. This is a shameful decision. And on top of that, in Washington this week, well, we're not in Washington this week because the Republicans sent us home because they can't even get their own people together, their own Republicans. They're supposed to be running the government, mind you, to vote on a procedural vote just to have votes. Yes, it sounds a little bit arcane, but we have rule votes so that you can have actual votes on legislation. They usually pass without a second thought, but the Republicans can't even do that. They're so dysfunctional. I won't even get into the crazy lunch that Donald Trump and Bill Cassidy and the other folks had over in the Republican side of the Senate. This is nuts, and it's dangerous. It's hurting people at home. It's tearing apart our communities. It's a reminder of the threats to women's health that this entire GOP MAGA movement and the right-wing Supreme Court has been to American women for years. And that's why we gotta fight. That's why it's not enough to just be polite and have nice debates. Democrats need to stand up and fight. We need to fight for our values, fight for our freedoms, fight to bring America back from where Trump and the MAGA Republicans are trying to take us.